3, 2, 1. All right, so this is Talk Louder episode 10. This is the one following our 2.5 hour Pokemon one that as of right now isn't up, but we'll explain a little bit more about that. No guest this time. It's just me, followed by Thomas.
No, you.
And Jacob.
Hello, hello.
And it's just a regular old weekly episode. So how have you guys been? Fun weekend? Mine was very lazy.
I've just been really stressed recently. I've got like a billion things coming up. Deadlines are collapsing.
Yes.
It is actually, it's falling into that time. Like I've got a bunch of, between now and Pokemon, I'm going to be very stressed out with work. Got a bunch of projects I have to do. I've got an exam I have to take on Wednesday. It's going to be the hardest exam of all of them this round. And then next week I have an exam. And then I go to Japan.
Ooh.
But we won't talk too much on that one because next weekend will be the Jonathan is going to go to Japan episode. And then that one will air while I'm in Japan. So that'll be fun.
That'll be epic.
Whoa, it's like your twins. Epic in stereo. So I guess a bit of an explanation about things, which I put a little bit of a disclaimer in the Pokemon episode, that was supposed to go up last weekend, but A, it was a 2.5 hour episode, and B, the editing in that video is actually really, really, really time consuming, and so far has taken more time to edit that than it probably has together of the other videos. Because the other videos don't take any editing at all. I can get them done in seconds. The audio is the big time sink, just the podcast. But that one is visual as well as audio, so it's taking a lot of time. And then C, most importantly, what I was really excited about, thinking about after I was like, oh, well, shoot, I missed a week because it's taking too much time, plus with working and everything with school. We needed a filler episode because after we record this, I'll have 2 on backlog. So I can post the Pokemon one tomorrow, which is good because it's right before the game releases. And then I'll basically have a pocket episode every week. And that works because I need one because I can't record while I'm in Japan. So we'll record the one next week that will go out when I'm in Japan since I can't record that weekend. But I'll schedule it to go out. I'll upload it and put it on private, and I can automatically make it upload at a certain point. So all I need to do is when that Monday hits, it'll just automatically upload itself. And then when I get back from Japan, we'll record a regular podcast and we'll be back on normal schedule. But for a couple of weeks now, we'll be recording this a week in the past. So we probably can't talk on anything too current without it being a little dated. But
Interesting.
yeah, I don't want to talk too much about Japan. That's for next week. Is when I talk a little bit more about what that's going to be like for me.
Well, cool.
But other than stressors with exams, anything interesting happen to everybody this week?
I had to go to the hospital once, and I've been playing lots of Luigi's Mansion with my girlfriend.
You went to the hospital?
Yes. Would you like to hear
Okay.
this story?
Is this something you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what happened? Did I tell you?
No, you didn't tell me.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, it's not a huge deal. So, I wasn't even there. So I was at the gym, and on my way home, my girlfriend was with, I just call her Jessie. Jessie was with my roommates, and they were all on the Lime scooters, and she took a really wide turn and fell off, and she landed on her hand, and so her ankle hurt and her wrist hurt, and at first she was like, "Oh, I'm fine," but then it was and this was at 10:50, and so probably around 2 a.m., 1 a.m., we were trying to go to bed, and she was like, "My hand really hurts," and she was like, "I can't move it," and then she started kind of panicking because she does that. It's kind of cute, and she was just like, she's like, "Jacob, my hand." She's like, "I can't go to sleep," and then I was like, "Well, then we're gonna have to go to the ER probably," and she's like, "No, I'll sleep, and then eventually it went numb, and then I was like, "Okay, we're gonna go to the ER then," and so I drove her to the ER, and then we went in, and it was just really funny because I think they had a really long night, and so they were actually really receptive to my sarcasm, and it was really funny. And we went in, and they were like, "Oh, your wrist is probably fractured," and then they took X-rays, and they gave her a splint, and now she has this huge thing on her arm. She's complaining about her shoulder being sore. So that was like one night of my weekend, and that was at 4 a.m. We were there from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. It was pretty awesome.
Oof.
Yeah, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. sounds really rough.
Hospitals are so weird, dude. Like when nothing bad's happening, like there's just like all these nurses just walking around, and they're all just like talking like casually, like gossiping and stuff about like patients.
Well, in
It's
the
weird.
AM, I'm sure there's probably not too much that goes on that's not like an emergency, but they just have to be there.
And there's like crazy people. It's pretty cool.
Hospitals in that hour like freak me out.
They're kind of funny to me. I don't know why.
I don't know. It's like going to a school like on a weekend. It just feels.
See, no, because like a school on a weekend's scary. Like in school, like and like a campus during like a break is weird. It's just so empty. It's like I don't know. It's like everything's on edge. I feel like 'cause it's just like weird. But like a hospital, like there's still people like nurses. It's pretty normal. It's just like there's really boring, and so everyone just seems kind of silly. Like everyone's just like talking, chilling. People rolling around with machinery they don't even need to do anything with.
Yeah.
Chillaxing,
Weird.
maxing,
Yeah,
all
it's
cool.
weird. It's
I guess
oddly
for me, it's
casual.
the thing where like if I was there at 4 in the morning, I would be very aware that it's 4 in the morning and either
Hey,
be like
John.
really tired or stressed out, huh?
Uh, 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 I need to be right back. It's an
Uh-oh.
emergency. Sorry.
His hand broke.
He
All
falls scooter.
All right, well Jacob's doing that. Other than stressing out, what have you done, Tom?
Is this is this still in the podcast or not?
If we have interesting talk, then yeah, it's in
No,
the
I've done
podcast.
nothing interesting. I've done legitimately schoolwork for the past like 72 hours.
Oh, okay. I saw you were in Discord all day yesterday on mute.
Yeah.
Or all evening yesterday. I was gonna join and bother you and Drew and Mike, but. What do you think of the in light of the Pokemon thing, the whole thank you Game Freak?
Thank you, Game Freak is really stupid. Everybody that works at the Pokemon company is really stupid. I hate them now.
Over what? Over what got leaked? The releases of what's in the decks and what's not, or
Over everything they've done. Have you seen the interviews?
which no?
They basically say we're never having the national dex again.
Oh, well, they said that forever ago, didn't they?
Well, they've said it again recently, if that's the case, and
Yeah.
I just really.
I don't know. I don't think it's permanent. I think Dylan was a bit too brash on it the other day, talking about like how it's Stockholm syndrome. Because I think like the reason it got started was because like the developers are like, because I understand criticisms and I think anybody can have valid criticisms about a game coming out, but I think that like once it becomes death threats, we can all just be like, hey, it's just a video game, like, you know, no reason to be that serious about it. And like I think the developers, there was something but like they were really like stressed out and like just like overall depressed because there was some interview there and like they've called off one of the big release ceremonies that they were going to make an appearance at
Yeah,
in
the
Tokyo.
Pokemon Center in Tokyo.
Yeah, they called that off, just due to like how everybody's reacting and stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
think
they
it's just
should
a
be.
bit-
They should be fucking terrified because they're just shitting their pants in front of all of their dedicated fans.
Well, they should be like worried that it's not gonna sell. They shouldn't be worried that people are gonna gun them down in the streets because
Well, I
the
don't think
Pokemon
anybody's
game's
gonna gun
not
them
good.
down in the streets. I don't think anybody thinks that that's gonna happen, but
They're a bunch of game developers. They're probably not used to getting death threats. Like if you're a politician or something, I'm sure it makes sense to like have like mass amount of hate on you. But I feel like this is like the most hated a developer's been outside of like the usual suspects.
I just wish they would realize that the National Dex is really like a core feature of Pokemon and that people really wanted that. But they're not gonna get off their soapbox, so there's no point in
We'll
that thought
see how it
experiment.
pans out over the next gen and stuff. I mean, the next one's supposed to be a remake of Diamond and Pearl. So I wonder if they'll do an actual remake and that everybody wants, or they'll just do a Let's Go version of it, and then people will be angry.
Well, I'm never gonna buy a Let's Go game. I really dislike Pokemon Go.
I didn't hate this one, but
I'm not saying Let's Go
it was a different experience. I think it's like I didn't. It's if you buy it expecting like one of the mainline games out of it, that's not it. But it's also not as like unique as like Troze or Pokemon Ranger or anything like that. So I understand wanting not being interested in buying it because it is so similar to like what the normal experiences or the mainline experiences, but I just found it more like relaxing and lethargic and less like interesting. Like overall as a whole, I'd say it was kind of boring, but like just like shiny hunting and then running around and seeing the world. That was the pros of that game. Anywho, let's not talk too much that while we have a 2.5 hour episode of Pokemon that's going to come out, and I'm sure we're going to probably dabble a little bit on it next week after we've had the games for 72 hours or 48 hours or however long.
Well, I may not have played them by then.
Well, yeah.
Just depends.
Once the world has had it, I guess is what I meant. Other games that I was excited about playing this weekend, because I just have had nothing to do for like the past 3 days. Outside of like it's weird, like my school pretty much ends on Thursday because I just work on Friday. But I had like nothing to really work on. All my projects are like a little far out at the time. Now is when I need to start working on them more. And I'm not the kind of person that works steadily over a period of time. I'm the kind of person that like at the last minute where I can still get everything done is when I start working on it.
Yeah, I used to be that way, but since all of my computer science deadlines are like group stuff, I have to do what's best for the group, not what I want to do.
Yeah. But anyways, like Friday evening and basically yesterday was nothing. Like I just sat around. I got free tickets to go to the football game, but the only person who was going to go with me was Hunter, and Hunter's pretty bad sick right now. So he didn't want to go. And we just laid around all day. I went and got us pizza because he was too sick to really do anything, and then we just watched football and hung around all day. I wanted to play. Surprised I didn't play any Destiny this weekend. That's kind of been what I've been playing. But I need something that's a break, and I don't need to buy anything right now since I'm about to buy Pokemon. But I had heard rumors that Stardew Valley got an update, so I was like, on a whim, like Friday evening, I'm like, I'll play Stardew Valley. That's what I want to do with my time. So I like got up and looked it up and was getting excited, and then apparently the update that I saw that was coming out was just like teased a long time ago, and then there's still no release date for it. It's 1.4. But it's the one with fish. So I was upset at that. And then today Cammy was over, so I'm gonna play Sims 4 this evening. And that's pretty much how I'm gonna spend my evening.
Is that an important phone call?
Oh, that's fine. We were talking about Vigi games and how pretty much all I'm going to play until Pokemon is going to be Sims 4. That's why I messaged in your friend group message and I said Mario Bertolini's coming back.
Are we still recording or we just stop for that?
No, yeah, we were recording. No.
Okay, cool.
We don't take breaks for you, especially because Tom has to be somewhere. So.
Sorry, Tom, sorry.
No, it's fine.
A very serious situation.
But yeah, since you're not buying Pokemon.
I am buying Pokemon.
No, Tom.
Oh.
What are you going to be playing, or is there anything that interests you video game-wise since we're about to get a break after you get through this stressful period?
I'm going to be playing CS381 Project. There's, like, I'm really kind of boring during the semester. Like, if there's not if there's not something that I'm, like, extremely excited for, I don't ever buy anything new. I'm just going to be doing the same thing I've always done, which is go to the library from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and work on this project.
Damn.
Well, Jacob, how's Luigi's Mansion 4?
It's amazing.
3.
I heard it was really good.
It is really good, and I was really surprised to learn that.
Do you play Luigi or does Jessie play?
I play Luigi, and
Boo.
She likes Luigi.
I want to be Gooigi.
She likes Luigi. Oh my god.
Luigi for Smash.
Gooigi. Anything you gonna say, Jacob? Oh, he went on mute again.
That is epic.
Yeah, I said, oh my god, because Thomas knocked on my door, and I was like, really again? Sorry. No, it's really fun. I really enjoy it, and she really enjoys it too. It just makes me really happy. It's a little bonding experience.
Fun fact, Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube, I couldn't play it when I first bought it because it scared me so bad.
I remember playing it. I played it with my friend Ethan, I think. I really enjoyed it a lot when the original came out.
It's funny, young Jonathan was the antithesis of older Jonathan, where I was like, I'm a horror junkie now. And back then, I couldn't even stand Luigi trying to open a door because his hand would shake. I would make my cousin's dad play, and we would watch him play behind, holding a blanket over our faces. Never been good with horror. Well, never was good with horror at a young age. And then out of nowhere in, middle school, I just... massive horror junkie.
I sort of get that. I used to, when I was really little and we first got a GameCube, one of the first games we got was Wind Waker, and I couldn't figure out how to actually do the controls to do the Wind Waker bits of Wind Waker. So I had
the orchestra thing.
Yeah, the instrument. It was basically a very simple rhythm game where you just had to press the C stick in time. But I couldn't do that, so I had to get my older brother to do it.
I didn't beat Wind Waker until years later because young me wasn't really good at beating games. Young me just liked free roam games where I could just go around and do what I want. So the first big town you went to in Wind Waker, I would just stay there and not do anything. I wouldn't progress in the story. I would just interact with people and make money and live life and try and break the game. That's why Kirby Air Ride was probably my favorite game, because I would just do city trial.
Something really interesting about Kirby Air Ride is that, and they designed it like this, it's what's called a one-button game, where you can hit all the buttons on the controller, but any button that's not the directional keys or the start button does the exact same thing. You can hit A, B, X, Y, L, R, and Z, and they all do the same. They all just they do the charge function or whatever.
Huh. I guess I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, most people just hit A or R most of the time.
I used A. I wish we could get a Kirby Air Ride remake, or just the second one.
You know what I want?
Never will, but huh?
I want a Sword and Shield game with the national decks. Am I right?
Hell yeah, brother.
We already had our Pokemon talk. You weren't there for it. No more Pokemon for a week.
I don't know. I'm excited about Pokemon, but it's so expensive.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's 50% more price for 50% less Pokemon.
It's really funny to me because back when I used to play more games, $60 for a game, I would do it. But nowadays, where I'm I don't know, I don't know as much. I'm is it worth $60? That's so much money. I'm gonna go broke, John.
It's probably the most I've spent on a game in a while because...
Please donate to my Kickstarter.
On Xbox, me and Hunter, our family shared, so $60 games are half price. Because we split them, and we both get them.
Aren't you all smart?
We were debating buying Call of Duty, and it's just, Pokemon's coming out. Japan.
That's true.
No reason to buy it. I won't play it at all.
Well, also
I need to play...
When you have Steam and stuff, I'm also $60. You can easily buy me something really cool on Steam. Or I could get Pokemon, and I'm the decision.
Steam, I feel really weird about buying $60 games on Steam because of the majority of my library, the most fun games I've had cost me $20 or less.
That's really true. I kind of want Planet Zoo.
But I think with the whole $60 thing with Pokemon, just and video games in general, what is the all mainline games that come out on the Switch are going to be $60. So anything less than 60 is going to be an indie developed thing, right? Not a full...
I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily.
I feel like it's like that for the most of it.
I
just feel
titles, but they're not indie necessarily.
Yeah, I feel like it would be weird for them to like it would make sense if they only charged 40 for it, but I feel like it's just like the commonplace since it's on the Switch now that they can charge 60 for it. Like it feels less jarring to me that it's 60 because it's on the Switch. Like it makes sense, but I also get that like all Pokemon games have been $40, and like if it's just gonna be the same amount of content, why not just make it 40? But I don't know. It's just it feels weird to me. But on Steam, like $60 is like the price range is just so massive on Steam just because of the kind of games that are on there, and I feel like that precedent has already existed on Steam. Plus, Steam like has deals every other day on everything on the store, so it just feels like different environments of buying games.
Yeah.
But Planet Zoo looks fun. I would get it if I didn't want to. I'd get it, but I knew I would only play it for like.
It looks so far. I used to play
5 hours.
So for me, it's extremely nostalgic.
See, I never got into any of those games. I'm gonna play Sims. There's a new pack that Cammy bought a while ago that I'm gonna use, which is the Magic Pack, and then there's a new one. She's not buying Pokemon because there's a new Sims pack that comes out literally on the same day. It's the College Pack.
Whoa.
So she was like, "Do I buy Pokemon or do I buy that?" And I'm like, well, "When does that one come out?" There's like, "You don't even know when it comes out." And she's like, "I don't know." And I looked it up, and I'm like, "It's the same day as Pokemon. You're gonna buy this instead of Pokemon." And she was like, "Should I?" And I'm like, "You didn't even beat Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when you bought that like a year ago, and you've played Sims pretty regularly
that's
since."
True. What a good.
She's like, "Yeah, you're right." Like, I would like her to play Pokemon so we could both play together, but I know that she will get more enjoyment out of Sims because that's just her game. Plus, I get the DLC on Sims 2 for my guy, so because I just use her account to play. Sims 4 is a cash grab. You want to talk about a greedy company?
Also, Paradox. I feel that.
All the DLC they make in there's like 40 things of DLC. And they range from like $10 to $30. And yeah, some of them go on sale sometimes. But the $10 ones add like one little tiny thing that you're spending $10 for. It's like, you want a hot tub? Or you want the ability to build hot tubs in the game? $10. Ooh, you want a butler? $10. You want an ice cream maker? $10. So some of them are worth it and some of them aren't. When they go on sale for $5, but...
Yeah. Dude, I don't know.
They're calling Jedi Fallen Orders a Souls-like game?
Isn't everything a Souls-like game?
Everything is compared to a Souls game now. It's kind of.
I mean,
it's
pretty
frustrating.
accurate, though, isn't it?
And yeah, on Steam, on its tags, it's Star Wars, action, adventure, and Souls-like.
Well, anybody can make Steam tags.
Oh, they can?
Yeah.
The people.
I thought that was with the developer.
No, it's like community driven.
Ah.
That's why they have really cool tags.
Oh, well, the game's not even out yet, so I will not give
Tags
that too much
such
thought.
as.
Speaking of Star Wars, Disney Plus comes out in like 4 days. Anybody interested? I don't think Tom is, since I think the only thing you're subscribed to is Crunchyroll, right, Tom?
And Final Fantasy 14.
Well, from Final Fantasy 14 is a little bit different.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is a subscription pay, but no, it is not like Disney Plus or Netflix or Hulu.
I don't pay for any of my own like streaming stuff. My parents do.
I'll see if my parents are getting Disney Plus and I can mooch off of them, but I may get it myself. It's $7 a month.
I would not.
The Mandalorian.
I don't give a fuck.
Apparently, Disney Plus is also going to have like the Loki series, and that's going to have a tie-in in Doctor Strange 2 or whatever.
Ah.
I refuse to simp. I refuse to simp for Disney.
They're already gonna take over the world. Might as well just join on their bandwagon.
Oh, apathy is the worst sin, Jonathan.
Is it? I thought it was blasphemy.
I don't think that's true. Depends on who you
I
ask.
thought blasphemy was the one for unforgivable sin.
I don't remember. Probably.
Well, I think we should all not buy Sword and Shield, and we should buy Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition.
I watched my roommate Ethan play that game. It was actually pretty good. It wasn't like an amazing game or whatever. I'm not going to sing its praises, but it was not a bad game.
Speaking of Pokemon Sun and Moon and Digimon, did you ever play the one that was like Sol and Luna on the DS?
You mean Dawn and Dusk?
Dawn and Dusk, that's what it was.
Sol
Yes, I did.
I played Dusk, and that was a good game. Well, my memory of it is a good game.
Guys, let's not get Pokemon. Let's get Borderlands 2 VR.
Borderlands 2 Battle Royale.
Whoa.
I don't even know if that's what it actually is. I haven't played Borderlands
Did you
in
say
like a
VR or
billion years.
BR? I thought you said VR.
I thought you said VR.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said VR.
Oh.
VR. Yeah.
Virtual reality. Not Battle Royale. I just thought Tom was making a joke about Battle Royales.
No.
No, I thought you actually legitimately said.
No.
Have you not been playing Cube World, Tom?
I played a lot of Cube World when it came out. But I haven't played any recently, no.
Haha. I am not a fool.
When
Did
it came
something-
out forever ago, or when it came out?
No,
Like-
like a month ago.
Yeah, okay, that's what I mean. I didn't see anybody talking about it in local, man. Although I've.
That's because it was very. It had a rough start.
Yeah, it has mixed reviews on here. Ooh, 44% are positive.
Yeah, it basically was not the game people wanted it to be. So people got upset.
Starbound got an update?
Starbound gets like random updates all the time.
But this is a big one. This is a point something one. This is 1.4. And the most recent ones are overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, Starbound's really picked up recently. It's just more. It's just literally sci-fi themed Terraria. So that's just why I don't play Starbound. Is because I play a lot of Terraria.
I wish that Starbound could have been much better. It just left you wanting a little bit more.
There for me, what were you saying?
It just left you wanting a little bit more.
Yeah.
Story was a little lackluster. This new update's called the Bounty Hunter update. I want to read about that. Yeah.
Didn't the Bounty Hunter update come out like ages ago at this point?
Oh, maybe it did.
'Cause I feel like it came out last time I played, which was like a year ago.
Uh-huh.
It's like fun. I enjoyed it. It's better with friends.
Whoa, look, it's a review from our friend APJ. In all
wow.
caps, he puts, so good.
Nice.
Posted December 7th,
Excellent.
2013. How old was Drew in 2013?
In 2013, that was what, like a billion years ago?
No.
6 years ago?
So Drew was 14, I think.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's funny, I was on a game earlier that Drew it was Stardew Valley. We were talking about that earlier. Drew has left a review on that, and so has Anna.
On Stardew Valley?
Yeah. I was telling Tom that I was excited to play Stardew Valley, but oh my gosh, this person has 1,600 hours in Starbound. That's impressive. Yeah, I wanted to play Stardew Valley, but the new update's not out. Even though I thought it was. Ironically, it is also the 1.4 update. Oh yeah, this looks like it came out in June. Oops. Oh well.
Jonathan is late to the party.
Bounty hunting. You can go to criminal gangs. I feel like if they had made this game more, if they had taken the time that they put into the campaign away, gotten rid of the campaign, and made the multiplayer more enjoyable and like the world building a little bit cooler, it would have been mwah.
Wow.
But it's okay. It's like a 7 from me. Terraria being an 8. And the only reason they're so close is because I like the aesthetic of Starbound more than I like the aesthetic of Terraria.
I'm almost the exact opposite way. I think Starbound.
I'm a sucker for like space travel and stuff like that. Like it's just,
I think it's cool, but like I think just like Terraria is much easier to like understand without like direct instruction. But I might be biased in saying that because I have like a trillion hours in Terraria, so I just like know what to do.
I was gonna say I was agreeing with you, but then again, when I played Terraria, I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't like it, and it took you and Drew making me play, and then like telling me exactly what to do at every step to power game and hard mode for me to be like, okay, I get this. So maybe it wasn't that like it was easy for me to understand. It was just I was led in a way that it seemed very easy. But I think that like, I mean, I give it Terraria a higher rating than Starbound. I think gameplay wise, it was better overall.
Yeah,
Like the progression system, the boss fighting's cool. The boss fighting in Starbound was heavily tied into the story and felt very lame.
yeah. I don't like the like direction that Starbound
Yeah,
tries to like throw you in. I think it's really like not like it doesn't make for like an interesting through line for the game. So you wind up doing like because it tells you literally what to do like at every step. It's like go find this thing, like this random resource, fight this boss to get this piece of technology. I think it would be cool because in Terraria, while there are some boss fights you have to do, you don't have to do every boss fight. So like if you don't want to fight a certain thing, sometimes you can just like go around it. Like you don't have to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. You have to fight. You don't
you have to
technically
fight the.
have to fight Skeletron, but
I thought you had to fight all the three mechanical bosses.
I'm not talking about the mechanical ones.
I thought Skeletron was the mechanical.
No, that's it's literally called like mechanical Skeletron. It's
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's
Anywho, so yeah, you don't actually have to fight Skeletron.
yeah. So I like in Terraria how you can just sort of like do whatever you want, and you're free to like outscale the bosses, basically, because of dynamite, because dynamite's broken in that game. But
I never would use dynamite.
in Starbound, that's because dynamite's not actually very fun to use, even though it's like really good. But like in Starbound, you have to do everything very linearly. Like every time you play Starbound, you're playing the same game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Yeah,
also because there's no variation in how you can build your character in Starbound.
Yeah. There's no classes. Like I said, I think the gameplay and the stuff, like, Terraria does it better. If there was ever a blend of the two, or if Starbound had the same, like, in-game progression system that Terraria did, I'd pick Starbound because I like the aesthetic more and I like space travel and stuff like that. But, anywho. So I was a sucker for No Man's Sky when it came back out under its really good update. And I still stand by, I think that's a good, it's a nice, it's sort of
The beginning's very like
it's a bittersweet story. No, I just mean as a whole for like the developers. I agree. The beginning's still slow, but like I think they deserved all the trash they got for how they treated the launch and everything. But no one really was like holding a gun to the back of their head and said you need to perfect this game. And in fact, they probably should have just moved on to something else. But they decided they were going to stick through it and finish it, and they didn't get any praise or fanfare or like make the headlines for finally fixing the game or delivering on all their promises or actually making a good game. But they did it, and the people who stuck around are some people who got back into it, bought it like me, and enjoy it. And I think it's a well-made game now. But it's just a shame it took them 4 years to do it, or 3 years. Was it 3 years?
I don't remember.
It took them a very long time, but your point stands by us not remembering it because it was.
Yeah. So, but yeah, because like they'll go down as being the company that, like, if you're gonna have like a release where you lie about the content and then the stuff's not in it and the game's terrible, you're pulling a No Man's Sky.
Like another game that's launching to criticality. Pokemon.
Yeah, I too dislike video games.
Animal Crossing.
I was literally about to go to the coming soon section of Steam, but this is gonna take me too long, so I just said video games.
What if Animal Crossing comes out and they're like, we're taking away houses?
Wow, and they just take out all the animal characters. Like,
Yeah.
wow, there's no NPCs. It's like
No new
Fallout
Animal
76.
Crossing. You're getting vacation form.
It's just like a pirated version of Call of Duty. That's all it is.
But yeah, video games.
I'm excited
looks
for Animal
Cammy's
Crossing.
playing Sims. She just kicked me off
Oof.
because we share an account. Well, she kicked me offline. I can still play. I just play offline.
What a meanie.
Yeah, I know.
Jonathan's being bullied.
What an absolute bully, yeah.
Whoa, you get the Neo Magnum ZZZ in Starbound. Let's get all the boys to play Starbound.
Cyberpunk 2077.
It's basically Starbound. Oh yeah, that game's coming out.
Also,
In the
eventually
future.
one day Halo. That'd be nice.
Yeah, eventually we'll get the Halo Master Collection.
I want it
I'm
so
more
bad.
excited about Infinite than Master Collection, but
No, you're stupid.
I just want to finish the fight. I want to be done with Halo.
No, you idiot. You must bask in the glory that is Halo 3 ODST and Reach.
I mean,
You're
Reach
gonna
is my
wanna-
favorite. I want to play those games again, but
Oh, I'm so
more
excited.
so, I just want Infinite to come out on the One, so I don't have to buy their dumb new
Dude,
console.
when Halo comes out, I'm literally gonna melt into my seat. God. Just like, looking at the pictures of ODST and like Halo 3. Oh,
Oh yeah, what happened to you in your own Discord server? And also, why can't I join the circus?
what, my name being Chad?
They took away all your roles.
But they gave me one, John. Actually,
Oh.
they didn't take all of them. I still have like the one that makes you the owner.
Yeah.
No, they made me Chad. I think it's because I changed my picture to me and Jesse, and then they made me Chad because it's like I don't know, society themed, I guess. So like Logan's name is the guy Stacy deserves, and like you see what he said to me when I feel this is not
No.
good. This is not good podcast talk, but still. I don't know. It's just like I think that was the joke is that I'm Chad because I have a girl in my profile picture. It was pretty funny. I actually liked it a lot.
Give me Judas back.
Wait, so you don't have what role do you have right now? You're I don't want to say this out loud.
Oh, I'm a Chad too.
Are you a Chad?
Yeah, I'm a Chad.
Oh, well, I just gave you.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, I just gave you. Yeah, I gave you
Whoops.
the one so you could do it. There you go.
that was ironic because you did that as I was looking over it, and then I clicked and I joined it. But I joined it on Toby, so I can still talk to you guys, but I can't hear you. I can listen to them.
I gotta
Oh,
make
the
sure.
fun of my split Discords.
Okay. For some reason, they just didn't give you the right role to actually join it. They just gave you the one to say that you're
Yeah, I
that.
didn't have nice guys. Oh, Tom's a nice guy.
whoa. The last time I joined
Okay.
that server, we were playing Minecraft.
Give me Judas back.
I don't think the Jews still exist.
Yeah, because whoever's server owner, he has it. But they took it away from me.
No, because whoever's server owner is me.
No. His name is server owner.
Oh, they did not give it to. Wait, who is it?
The stew pig. I think he took it from me.
Where is he? Where is?
He's a big clown.
Yeah, but he's not on like. Oh, there he is. No, it's Francis, and Francis doesn't ever get on. And they gave him. Francis is Savio's brother. We
Oh.
need to stop talking about this. This is not good podcast talk.
Anyways, well, talking about them, I'm gonna show them Mario Bertolini, who Tom doesn't know who he is.
You're right.
And it was my made-up character, and Cammy was actually talking, because I got into The Sims on her account with all of the stuff. And she was like, she likes the way I play Sims, which is I just make a character, and I make him I basically live out like a movie or a story through the character. So I made Mario Bertolini, and his whole thing was going to be, and he looks like this, just like Italian man, and he was going to be, his dad passed, and he gave him a bartender mixing set, and he said, son, you need to be the best bartender in the whole world. And then he was like, okay. So night and day, he just lived in like a one-bedroom apartment and became the best bartender in the world. And he had a bunch of misadventures, like how in my third night playing, a vampire broke into my room and sucked my blood.
Well,
But I would basically just screen share it with all of them, and they would want to watch me live out Mario's life. He's really successful now. He went on to become a best-selling author, and he lives in a glorious mansion with his wife and his dog that... Oh, he joined the... Were you watching, Jacob, when Mario joined the army?
No, I wasn't.
Where he joined the army, and he retired, and he got a service dog, like when the dogs retire and they go live in military homes or whatever.
Yeah.
And he lives in his like $3 million mansion, and he's a spy now.
God, I wish that was me living in a $3 million mansion.
Did you retweet Mr. Beast's $30,000 lottery?
You cut out what? $30,000 what?
Lottery thing on Twitter?
No.
Everybody who retweets it, he's gonna pick one person to give $30,000 to.
No. I feel like there's probably other people that need $30,000.
Yeah, what are the odds they get it?
I don't know, but I'm not gonna. I don't know. Whatever. Like,
I don't want $30,000.
Well, I just don't feel the need to play.
No, it's just retweeting it, so I retweet
No,
it.
still.
My odds are 1 in 700,000 now, so probably more, but. Oh, Mr. Beast and planting trees.
Name a more iconic duo.
I've actually been watching the Try Guys a lot lately, and I actually like them. I think that's interesting content.
I haven't ever watched an episode of Try Guys.
I thought they were gonna be like cringy and like overhyped because they have so many views, but then I watched them. I'm like, you know what? These guys are kind of deserving of it. Like, I think they're legitimately funny in some instances, and
they're funny, but only sometimes.
They set out to do what they want to do. Like, they're not like clickbaity fake feeling, which is how I thought Mr. Beast was gonna be as well before I started watching those. Which I don't watch him regularly. I feel like they're on the same level for me as he is, and that like once in a blue moon I'll watch like 5 or 6 of the videos in one sitting, and then I won't watch him again for a long time.
Sorry, I'm googling something. Like you were typing.
He's googling, how do I become Mr. Beast?
Actually, a very deep like issue, like a very hard issue with no straight answer, and it's very sad.
To become Mr. Beast?
No.
Or what you're googling?
There's a thing going on in my life that's a little private. Not really my life, but someone I know's life. It's a very serious matter, and I don't know how to go about doing it, and I can't disclose any details, so that's all you get.
How do I sue Lime for breaking my girlfriend's hand?
No, it's like the idea that like if
You don't have to explain it.
If like someone were to murder a kid, right?
Now you.
Now you're explaining it.
How do you explain to? That's not the situation though. But it's like you'll understand the moral issue. How do you explain so let's say the person who murdered their kid, they did it when they were like 18 somehow, right? And it's been like 40, 50 years, right? At what point, like, is there ever a point in which you just like? This is really complicated. I don't have the answers, so I'm not saying I do. I don't really know what I'm talking about at this point. But like, do you like eventually forgive that person, or do you just simply assume they're always evil and hope they are always in jail forever?
Oh,
that's like you don't understand what I'm saying?
So the basis of it is like, without giving away what the actual issue is can you forgive someone for something they've done in the past that has such like a monumentous weight to it?
Yeah, and I think it's even harder when it's not necessarily that they killed somebody, but something they did to you. It's a really complicated thing. It's like a moral dilemma, and I don't necessarily.
There's not a right answer to that. I mean, it's based on the individual. I think
true,
depending on the severity of the issue, then like the answer changes. But I think ultimately, whatever your answer is, like that lies in the individual. Whether you choose to forgive is on you. Like, and also in that, like, there is no right answer because no one can tell you that you should forgive or you shouldn't forgive. It's
That's
whether
true,
or not you've come to that level personally to forgive them, then good for you that you can like see past it, but you also shouldn't ever feel pressured into forgiving someone. Like
that's solid.
It also depends on the situation, so it's hard to weigh in on, but everybody's gonna want to throw in their 2 cents to be like, well, I'd forgive him, well, I would forgive him.
I have a really bad habit of trying to there's like 2 people who disagree on this, and I have a really bad habit of trying to like see both sides of things, and I'll anger people sometimes because I really try desperately to understand.
I think that's a bad habit, but
well, it can be because it makes people that are close to me who are like on one side get upset when they feel like I'm not on their side when I'm simply trying to understand what's going on.
No, I'm like that way too, where like I approach every like dilemma. It used to be really bad in relationships because like they would have issues, and then I would like try and like solve everything and give them every like point of view, and they'd be like, I don't really. Like, I'm not telling you this because I want you to fix my life. I'm telling you this because I want you to comfort me, or
Damn, that's what I should have done. I fucked up. We're good.
That's normally the issue I come with it, was that they were like, because that's how I think, is like very logically, and I want to like solve issues. So that's something I've learned over my few years on this life. Which, speaking of which, I'm about to gain another one. I am 18 days out from being 22.
Wow, you're such a baby. That's me saying I'm already 22.
Uh-huh.
Because normally I say I'm so old.
I do feel old. I didn't get to talk about it last week, but I went to a wedding of a friend from high school, and that was very surreal.
You cut out
lack of better words.
A while there.
Oh, well, I cut out for you. I don't cut out on the main audio. I don't think. Anywho, I guess to repeat for you guys, I went to a wedding for a friend, but you guys knew that. Yeah, and it was very strange going to, like, because I've been to weddings. My parents both remarried. I've been to other family weddings and stuff like that, and like family friends and yada yada yada. But like I've never been to like somebody I knew and grew up with them getting married. That's weird.
I haven't been to a wedding in like a billion years. Well, actually, no. I went to my aunt's wedding in California a while ago. That's when I started putting my hair up.
God. I like weddings. I think I really like the aesthetic.
Ooh. I like weddings, but I always feel kind of goofy. I always feel like oddly formal.
I know, I like dressing up. Well, it's weird. I hate dressing up. I hate wearing nice clothes because it's uncomfortable. But I do like looking dressed up. Like when we went to Keeneland, I liked dressing up. I liked feeling fancy.
Slick.
But I would not do it every day. I like the occasional thing I do that's like, oh, we get to dress up today? Ooh. Like proms and things, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of things make me feel old. Like I went to my advisor meeting and then she was like, well, this is the last time we'll meet. And I'm like, I still have another semester. And she's like, yeah, but you don't register for classes. And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I don't. And she was like, yeah, you'll have a hold on your account, but it doesn't stop you from graduating, so you don't have to come see me if you don't want. But if something exciting comes up or you just want to talk before graduation, you can pop by and schedule a meeting, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you. We've had plenty of good talks over the years.
Why do you have such a good relationship with your advisor? Mine sucks.
That's what I said. I was talking to Cammy leaving. I'm like, a lot of people have really bad advisors, but I really liked mine.
I really like my advisor. She's very like... She gives off the impression that she cares, even though I feel like she doesn't. I feel like your advisor can't really care because they'd have to care for too many people if that's the case.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you have to stick out as an individual to them since they deal with so many people. Like she remembers me because I switched majors after freshman year, and then I had to meet with her over the summer to like figure out how my schedule was going to work to graduate in 4 years still. And we basically, because I was so like on a time crunch, it was very easy to like puzzle piece together my schedule, and we did it in fact for the next 3 years in like 30 minutes. We figured like, well, you have to take this and this and this, which means before you can take this and this, which you have to take before you take this and this, and then this and this, and then you'll have this many hours, and then you graduate. And then we were like, cool. And then I was there for like a total of 2 hours, because after we fixed my schedule, we started talking about ISC, and then she started asking me about my life and just stuff in general. And then at one point she was like, well, I have to go home and make dinner for my family, but it was really nice talking to you. You should come by and talk some more. You're really nice. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then, yeah, we have really nice conversations every time I go. So it was really sad when she said that, because it didn't dawn on me that, yeah, this is the last semester I have to actually register for classes.
Yeah, I have an extra semester because I did a pro gamer move and failed a really important class.
Hunter's going for a 5th year because he's stacking on a couple extra things so he can have 2 majors and like 3 minors.
That is pretty intense.
It'll make him very marketable in the field he wants to go in.
Good.
But yeah, he was doing accounting anyways, which required him to have so many hours, so he was going to have to do a 5th year anyways, so.
Oh, yeah.
That was the mindset, was he'd have to do a 5th year, or an extra semester, so why not just do a 5th year and then get another major and 3 minors out of it? And I'm like, well, that's probably a pretty good deal. You're doing more in an extra year that I did in 4. I'm leaving with a major and a minor. And in 1 year, he's getting a major and 2 extra minors. Granted, with a lot of the classes count over. That's why he's able to do that. Yeah, I'm not saying he's doing more than I did in 4 years in 1, but he's getting the paperwork for more.
Yeah. Because, if you wanted to be if you were in the College of Engineering, you could get a computer science degree and an you could get a computer engineering degree and an electrical engineering degree separately, and between the two of those, you would just earn a computer science degree.
Oh, dang.
And you would be entitled to, a math minor. So...
They always told me when I was in computer science, it was the only difference between having a computer science major and a computer science major and an electrical engineering major is 5 or 4 credit hours.
Yeah, which is why if you do the electrical engineering, you get a bunch of stuff for free.
Yeah, which is oh, well, heck, I might as well do that. And then I switched majors because I hated it. So how time has changed. And I walked in being I'm going to code, and then I left, and I'm nah, I'm going to do advertising. That's more enjoyable.
Coding is something, that's for sure.
It doesn't click with my personality and how I want to work. And it was after freshman year, I'm am I able to do this? Yes. Do I enjoy it? No. If I do this for the entirety of my life, will I be happy? No. So I was all right. Time to hit the drawing board. I think it's probably pretty obvious if I had just thought about it before I actually applied for college, but I'm just one of those where I was where am I going? And then I'll just pick a major and then we'll figure it out when we get there. I guess personality wise, I work better with people, talking with people and in a communication job, but not a communications major because those don't actually get you any jobs. No offense to any communication majors. But basically, I could do a weird job, or I could get a master's and teach communications with a communications degree. So I was I'll get something else. So at ISE, which is the blend of communications and business. So it interests me, and I can actually make a living out of it in something I'm interested in. So
that's good.
My favorite was when John Mulaney came to campus, and he has a stand-up, which I've seen before, where he rags on his college experience where he was he spent $100,000 on an English degree that he doesn't use at all, and it's a really good stand-up and I recommend watching it. But he just rags on the English degree so much, and then he calls these 2 girls up from the audience and their sisters, and he has them sit next to each other, and he's talking to him, he's oh, what's your name? And she's I'm this, and she's so this is your sister? And she's yeah. And he's well, what's your major? And she's oh, well, I want to be a doctor and I want to work on I want to be a pediatrician. That's what it was. And he's oh, that's cool. And then he turns to the other girl and he goes, what do you want to be? And she's really quiet. She's an English major. And everybody starts laughing. And he's oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Yeah. I have just made fun of you. And then he proceeded to continue to make fun of her. And he's he turns back to the other girl. It's so you're the favorite child in the family, right?
Wow. We live in a society.
It's a society. It was pretty funny, though. I love John Mulaney.
Gosh, man.
Well, we're about at that time. Anything exciting come up?
My roommate poured boiling water on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.
We're not shouting out Hiram until he appears on the podcast.
No, well, he poured boiling water on it. He also froze it, and then after unfreezing it, it worked fine.
So go buy a Samsung Galaxy Note 10.
Not sponsored, by the way.
No.
We're not at all, no. He's not either. None of us were.
Is that the one that he bought and then tried to return, and then they told him, haha, no?
No. They actually do let him return it almost every time.
Oh, I thought there was the one where he tried to return it, and then they were it's a $30 fee, and he goes, what?
Well, no, he still returns it. He just loses $30.
I
He
think I'm
makes
mad
more
about
on
it once.
videos, so it's not like he's like losing money.
Yeah.
Right now he has the new Google Pixel, which he actually got sent from Google because it has like the YouTuber box, and then he has the Galaxy Note 10, and then he
He
also
got
has
sent a phone?
yeah, and he also got sent a projector. There's a projector in our apartment that we got sent for free.
You should project like Mario Kart onto the side of a
He
building. Or
just
something.
projects random YouTube videos on our wall like at all times. It's like
I'll never
it's
understand
like a
why.
really shitty Silicon Valley startup. We just have like YouTube videos playing on our wall and stuff.
I mean, if it works.
We made him stop recently because there was a random uptick in our electric bill, and we were like, "That's probably that."
It has nothing to do with the fact that temperatures are dropping and your heat bill.
Well, no, it's like a large uptick, Jonathan, like a very large uptick.
The largest uptick is going to be in the winter months in the apartment.
No, but it's like a lot of money.
From someone who lived there, let me tell you, you're about to be in the most expensive months as far
How
as
much did it
electric
cost
bills
you
are
in
going to go.
months, probably?
I don't remember how much I paid. I just
My
remember it
bill's
was
$96.
per person?
No, but just in total, it's a lot.
That's not that bad.
I'm stressed out about it.
Ours was like
And I
180.
want to point that out. That's like this last month that wasn't even that cold. Like it's cold now, yeah, but like this is the next
Yeah, our
period.
last one was 180.
This is no like it's like September.
I'm saying our last one was 180.
I also need to get everyone to pay me still, because I haven't even asked for them to pay me. It's been 6 days. I'm just down $200 in my account.
Oh, well, I guess we can wrap up. That way Tom can get ready to go. Anything else you guys want to say in closing? Or like any last stories? We have time for another
So whoever listens
segment.
to this podcast, we love you. Especially if you're listening at this point in the podcast, because this is very far into the podcast. So you must
We're about to hit phase 2.
You must either be like asleep or like
End game.
Oh, wait, you mean at this episode, this part in the episode.
yeah, that's what I really meant.
Oh, it's a very small niche of people that make it this
I
far. in
know,
the
like they're
episodes.
either like asleep or you're like actively doing something. What are you doing? If you're still listening to the podcast, comment down below. What are you doing right now?
It's probably Hashmi and he's driving.
If you're driving, say driving, Hashmi. Or you, other listener, that's not Hashmi. What are you doing?
Those single other one.
Yeah.
Not many people make it this. I've not looked at the analytics too closely in a while, but
It's okay. I highly doubt anyone's going to hear this. You can say whatever you want, Jonathan.
well, that's not true.
I'm going to say it.
No,
Okay, go ahead.
I have to edit it out. It always feels like we do these live.
Yeah, it does.
I always feel so worried about what I say when I'm
Well,
like, oh, I have to go through and listen to this and edit it.
Yeah.
Oh, I will say the dual audio worked pretty well, lining everything up.
Excellent.
I sound
Nice.
much better. But I want to get. This is a random tangent, and it's like there's a lot to unpack in what I want to say. Like a lot of things just flooded into my mind, but I'll go brief. But it started. Well, it's a blend of like I'm watching a specific type of YouTube videos again, and also I took a test that's like the Myers-Briggs, but not the Myers-Briggs. I've already taken the Myers-Briggs. I don't know what my 4 letters are, and I don't think they matter. I forgot what this other one, the test is called. Amber, you'll be mad at me. I just look it up. But anyways, I took the test, and it like gave me a
The Myers-Briggs one, you said it right.
no. It's like the Enneagram. That's the one I just took the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And it gives you a number, and then that's a personality type, or yada yada yada, and explains you. And like mine was pretty good, which I think all of them you can find yourself in them. Anything that asks you like over 200 questions, I'm sure could probably fizzle down some crude summary about your personality. Actually, there's probably way more science in them than I'm giving them credit for. So, they're actually probably really good. Anywho, like it's a combination of sort of everything, but like I really want to get into like video production. I think if I had like 2 pipe dreams I would like to chase that weren't like I knew I would never make a living or do for my entire life. But something that really interests me is like bartending and then like video production. But the problem is I don't know enough people to do video production. And also I do not want to spend the money to do video production.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to get back into. I wanted to stream off the Switch, but I can't even convince myself to make the $100 investment into a capture card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'd be like, I'd buy it, and then I wouldn't do anything with it, or it'd just be a waste of $100, or yada, yada, yada. Because I wanted to stream Pokemon, but then I was like, maybe I just enjoy Pokemon on my own time, because I'm leaving for Japan so soon, and whatever. But yeah, it was just two weird things. Like, I always wanted to, like, make videos, and I always wanted to be a bartender. But, yeah, I don't know. I really want to, like, all of it, like, really, like, gets me excited, like, watching people with, like, the lighting and, like, sound and stuff like that, but, like, so much money, so much work.
Huh.
And I lack the ideas or whatever to make stuff. But who knows? Maybe we'll make something one day.
One of these days.
When I'm 90.
Well, I was thinking next semester. But
Impossible. Would never happen.
it's just like you would have to do.
I need less credit hours next semester.
I'm only doing 12. Really,
Yeah.
I'm only doing 9 because
If
3
I
of
do
them are
like
for
12, I'll be here
internship.
for like forever, John.
That's why I took a bunch. Now I only have to take 12. Thanks, AP classes. Phew. Anywho, guess we'll get on the road so Tom can get moving and we can start living out Mario Bertolini's life. For those of you interested in Mario, Mario's gonna have a child and he's gonna become a wizard, and that's all I can give away right now.
Hang on.
He says, "Hang on," as we're closing the podcast.
How are you, John?
I'm good.
I'm tired, man.
Very
I
lazy.
just woke up like 2 hours ago. Dude, my whole weekend, I've just felt dead.
I've been around a lot of sick people, so I think I've gotten some sort of bug, but like I have a really good immune system, so I'm not actually getting sick, but my body's definitely fighting it off.
Mm-hmm.
Is how it feels, which may not be how bodies work at all.
I need
I'm
to
back.
go
Doctor,
Sorry about
comment
that.
below.
You're good, buddy.
But yeah, I feel really tired. I feel sick coming on, but I feel like I'm fighting it off because I'm not actually sick. But as soon as I start coughing, I know I've got it because
I
everybody
could
I've
never
been around
run
who's
for
sick has been
political
coughing.
office.
Why?
It's just like if my like DMs and like chats with friends were like released, like I would just not be able to run for office.
Oh, in other news, I was playing Destiny and someone said I had a good voice for a podcast, and I was like, I have a surprise for you.
Wait till you find out.
I actually did not. I said I was in a podcast, but we were raiding in Destiny, so we didn't have really enough time to go into what I do. But it started with someone said that they were really young because they had a squeaky voice, and I was like, I bet I'm younger than you. I'm only 8. And then they were like, no. And I'm like, I hit puberty at 7. And they were like, dang, Toby, you have a sexy voice for an 8-year-old. And I'm like, I don't think you want that to be on recording. But I was not recording the raid, so we can't out the guy. But anywho, yeah, you left as we were closing the podcast. So
Yeah,
filler.
I know. Drew
Anywho.
knocked on my door. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all we'll say for this week. Just normal table banter. We need to get another guest on here.
Yeah, we probably do. When we ask hire him, he'll say no.
Sure. Well, I was going to put out a call for who wants to be on, and then start filling out dates for, because I guess we could do it next week. Maybe someone who's played Pokemon. Oh, Abby could be on next week.
He could be on next week. That's a good one.
I think she's going home.
God damn it.
We'll figure that out. But yeah, hopefully the next 1 or 2 we'll have a guest on. But the next one's gonna be about a little bit about before Japan. The one after is gonna be me talking about Japan with pictures. So, oh yeah, what do you guys want from Japan? Well, actually, I know what Tom. I know what Tom
One
wants.
waifu, please.
All right, well, I can bring Tom's back. Maybe I'll bring yours back. I don't know. It's been so long. You think that game's gonna still be for sale anywhere?
I don't know. Just it's still a franchise, so just buy whatever the most recent one is. I won't be able to play it because all my stuff will be region locked, but I'll still get to own it and put it on the shelf.
What if I bring you back a DS?
An entire DS? That would be a
Japanese
gift
DS.
more expensive than I think I deserve, but that would
Would it be?
that would
What
be
if
cool.
I found out like a DS Lite with like a busted swivel thing. It was like $10, and then I found the Metapods game for like $10.
Yeah, I would play it.
All right, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, that's for next week. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm going to Japan. I'm so not looking forward to the drive to get down there, to Japan.
The drive to get down to Japan.
No, I have to drive down to Georgia to catch a flight, so that's gonna be Anyhow, this is all talk for next week. That's all we've got for this week. We're in the double digits now with 10 episodes. 2 of them haven't been uploaded at the time of me saying that, but
90 more, and then we'll get the 3rd digit.
Well, we're going to 50. Actually, right now, if we meet our quota, we'll have 50 at the end. But I bet my bottom dollar we skip another week. So. Oh, no. 51. We've only skipped 1 week of recording. But then with the Japan one, 50. I don't know, I'm crazy. I needed to close the podcast. Anyways, that's all I've got to say, and we're just rambling at this point. So that's episode 10. Hope you guys... I don't know why we're making a big deal of it now, and I didn't think to make a big deal of it out of it. I said episode 10 at the beginning. But yeah, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.